Now, let's have a quick look at the Senate results, because this is going to be where things are going to get interesting in Australia, because they have an upper house, and the upper house, the voting system tends to lead to no majority type of scenarios. But basically, to govern the Senate, you need 39 seats. The interesting thing I think in Australia is the Senate is they do not also they call it the president, but the equivalent of the speaker does not have the ability to tie break votes either. But this is given an idea of what is looking like that's going to be in there. That Labor's going to have 28, the Coalition's going to have 26. With 28, and you have 11 out. Was it? Now that's 11 guaranteed seats. That definitely does slim a majority. Pauline Hanson's going to be the only One Nation that's in there. Now, if we flick over to the areas, now this is the interesting part here, is in the ACT, independent David Pocock actually has solidly won his seat, whereas the other senator, Katie Gallagher, the vice president of the executive, I think is her current role, is trailing in at second. Now, Katie is the former what do they call it? Was it Chief Minister, or is it First Minister of the ACT? The current person who holds it is Andrew Barr, but the predecessor before that was Katie Gallagher. So it's interesting that with this independent has done it, whereas at the last election it was the other way round. Now the interesting thing is the ACT and Northern Territory, their senators only get elected for 3 years and they get 2 senators, whereas the rest of them, the senators are elected for 6 years and only half come up for election per election. So if we go to New South Wales, this gives an idea of these ones obviously are locked solid, and these ones are likely to be re-elected, and these ones went up for election. And as you can see there, what's locked in and what's not. They do use STV. It does take quite some time to actually get through the process to go through things there. If we look at Victoria, so they've got one candidate in doubt at the moment, but they've got 4 that are definitely locked in, re-elected. But yeah, and as you can see there, they're not in that section there. But that's actually really interesting. Queensland, was it Corinne Mulholland that won? So she must be a new candidate. And obviously seeing where the likely heads up. Yep.
Well, I'm just glad that they're at the bottom. I'm glad One Nation did not get more than. I mean, it would have been nice to have not seen Pauline Hanson return, but you know,
her Senate seat wasn't up for re-election because she was part of the half that wasn't up for re-election, because she came in 2016, she got re-elected in 2022, and in 2025 she is not actually doing it.
Okay, well,
now the best question is, from what Simon's saying there, is which state is Pauline Hanson's daughter standing in? That's the question. If we look at Western Australia, they've had 2 new candidates that have been elected, and obviously 2 re-elected. Was it Australia's first senator in a wheelchair, Jordan Steele-John, who is one that I've always, he's basically caused a lot of stirring for the right reasons in the Australian Senate on trying to make it more accessible. But yeah, that's interesting of what's there. If we look at South Australia, as you can see, the names that are in there of who's likely to win. And
just go to Tasmania for a second.
Tasmania is Hudson's daughter. Okay, yep, and we're not far from Tassie. And we look at the Northern Territory, which is the same as the ACT.
Well, I don't know how Hudson's daughter's going to do in Tasmania in the future. They just had a Labour wipeout.
Yeah. So that's what's happened there. Let's get to Tassie. And at the moment, obviously, you can see who's been re-elected. Richard Dwelling is one who has won a seat, so he must be a new senator. Richard Manson Colbeck is ahead. Don't know if that's good. Jackie Lambie is potentially getting there or not. We will see. So it doesn't look like Pauline Hanson's daughter is looking like she's doing that particularly well in Tassie.
I mean, is her last name Hanson or Hudson, or does she go by a different last name? I don't even know what her daughter's called.
No, I can't even see it on this list of candidates.
Let me just look this shit up. Oh, Pauline Hanson. Okay, I kept calling her Hudson for whatever reason. Lee Hanson. Okay. Well, I don't see Lee on the list. Was she on the list for Tasmania? I didn't see any Hansons there.
Well, it just says who's the ones in there. They also do have a Senate vacancy at the moment, and the reason why they'll have the Senate vacancy is because someone has jumped from the electorate down. Here we are. Lee Hanson. So we have found Pauline Hanson's daughter.
Yeah. Does she win or?
No. We just know where she is on the ballot paper. We know she's on the ballot paper.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. No, because Australia they do things differently. I mean, hey, it's Australia. You know, can't ask them to sit there and do things like New Zealand.
Yeah, well, it'd be called New Zealand.
Yeah, it's But yeah, it gets very, very interesting how things are going in there. But yeah, no one wants what do you call it? Pauline No one wants One Nation.
No one wants the bigots. I mean, what do they stand for anyways? Shouting at Asian people? I mean, what do they do?
I don't know.
Shouting at Muslims
not
and
want
Asian
people to be vaccinated?
I mean, do they offer any economic solutions, like anything viable, or do they just stand there and shout at people, shout at clouds all day? I mean, what do they do? What do they represent as a party?
I think Pauline Hanson wore a burqa into the Senate one day.
Yeah, she did.
So maybe that's what she stands for. I don't know.
She stands for memes. I don't know.
Offensive costumes into.
She tried to do that as a protest stunt.
Yeah.
To sit there and do it. And it was someone that actually sat there and said there was, like, everyone knew it was her, because at the moment, like, walked in there, that would be something Pauline Hanson would do, and he sat in her seat.
It's like, come on, she couldn't pull off a burqa. She looks like a freaking banshee. She even walks like one too.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to think, what other...
Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, News Guide, The Order Paper Podcast. YouTube, Twitch, Instagram.